This is the Razer Panthera Evo arcade stick. This open. Oh, I'm already feeling it. Oh, this is so cool. So what is up, guys? Welcome back. So if you guys didn't know, I'm a big fan of fighting games. This is something a little bit newer to me. I just recently started playing fighting games like for the past year. I got like serious into them. I've always liked fighting games my entire life, but I was a lot more casual with all this stuff. Like I was more into like Mortal Kombat and Soul Calibur and like Smash, but you know, those games, I like them for like their flashy reasons. You know, I like Mortal Kombat because of like the fatalities and all that stuff. You know, it's a really popular game, and Smash because all the Nintendo characters and all that stuff, and Soul Calibur because they have like Star Wars stuff, and Link was in the game at one point, and Spawn. So like, I like fighting games just for like the fun of it, but the only thing about it is I never really had any friends to play with, so it was always like me playing by myself, like the arcade against computers, and like, so I never really got deep into them. So I was just, yeah. Recently, for the past like year and a half maybe, I've become more just interested in them for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but I'm more of a beginner in the genre. So, I feel like as beginners, when we watch pros play the game, we always see them on Evo and other like local tourneys or whatever. People have fight sticks, and it's always a thing where you think about like, am I supposed to be playing with that? Is it something that I need to be good? Is it more comfortable? You never really know, because like you're used to playing on pad or a PS4 controller. My history with arcade sticks, I've played in the arcade when I was a really like a small kid. So like I don't have the muscle memory or any of that stuff like for fight sticks. So like I'm very distant from that stuff. I've played in an actual arcade, my curiosity, it brought me to actually go to visit an arcade like an hour away and actually be able to play it like the classic way. And I liked playing the stick a lot. It was really a fun moment, because it was something so different, but it's like I understand the game, but like controlling this was like so strange. So yeah, I was very interested in getting a fight stick for myself and seeing if having what's the difference from actual fight stick and actual arcade, and like actually like what's the feeling of this, like how does this actually feel. So I ended up buying the Razer Panthera Evo. This is a fight stick for the PS4. It's really nice, really cool. Well, I want to get into all the details of it, but we'll get to that in a second. This was the stick that I really wanted, because like I mostly play on PS4. I have a Switch also, but I want to start off getting something for like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, let me buy a good high-end stick, because a lot of people on YouTube and other things I've read, people are always saying don't buy cheap sticks because like they don't have like good parts and they can break easily. And I also didn't want to because it's my first time ever getting a fight stick, I wanted to make sure I'm getting quality, so I'm not like underplaying myself and like I'm like, oh, this sucks, because like this and the product sucked itself. So that would not give me a fair opinion on the thing. But doing research on it, the sticks are very expensive. This arcade stick, the MSRP, like the base price of it in the United States, is $200, and so I saw that and I was like, oh man, this is just too expensive to just try it out. I don't even know if I'm gonna like it or anything like that. So I ended up looking at the Mayflash ones, but I looked at the Mayflash F500 Elite, because I actually had like the Soundwell parts, which Soundwell parts are like the industry standard for like arcade parts. So I was looking into the Mayflash because it was very cheap compared to all other fighting sticks. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get that. But then out of nowhere, like this stick, the Razer Panthera Evo, was on sale for like 50% off. So I was like, oh man, I need to buy this instantly, and I bought it instantly on Amazon. And yeah, I'm super happy that I got it. Like, it's so cool that I actually got a stick where it's like, this isn't for beginners, this is like a more professional stick. So yeah, very happy that I got it. But yeah, so before I get into my opinions, like my pros and cons of the stick, I want to first talk about like I first want to give you guys an overview of like all the features and a closer look at the stick itself. Okay, so here it is. Here's the Panthera Evo arcade stick. This is a stick, like I said before, is specifically made for the PS4, which is pretty cool because it has all things labeled for PS4. This stick has a lot of features. The stick is a standard Sanwa stick. These buttons, which is special to the stick, these are Razer mechanical buttons. So these buttons are specifically made by Razer, and they're not Sanwa parts. So, you know, I've heard from other people who have used Sanwa game controllers, like they have the parts of them. They say that this feels pretty good compared to those, which brings me to the next thing. This actually has Sanwa buttons on it right here, but in my, you know, I don't want to fully judge it just off of these buttons. Like, I'm not sure, I can't, you know, that's the only comparison I have. I will say these look like smaller versions, smaller buttons. These buttons look bigger. I don't think that has to do anything with Sanwa. I think the Sanwa buttons are a little bigger, but I just think these are like the small versions just because they're using it on the side of the thing for the options and share buttons. So along the top here, we have the home button, the touchpad, L3 and R3, a switch to lock all the functions other than the face buttons, and the volume control, volume up and down, and then a mute button for your mic. One thing I like a lot is you can make the stick not only be the D-pad, but you could switch the options here. So right now it's on D-pad, you can switch it over to left stick and over to right stick, just in case if you're playing like Dragon Ball FighterZ or Grand Blue Fantasy that have like lobbies where you could like control the camera and stuff like that. So just in case you ever need to do that, you can just switch up just by, you know, switching the switch. Looking at the bottom of the stick, we have rubber padding that is used to keep it still on a table or on your lap, and it keeps some grip on it. A cool feature that I like a lot about this stick, and this is something I was looking for when I was looking for sticks, I was like, I don't like having a lot of stuff, and you know, this is a very big thing to have. I didn't want to have a protruding wire just out there and just always being kind of annoying. This stick isn't wireless or anything. The wire is actually hidden behind this latch here. You can just pull it out like this and close the thing, and yeah, we'll get back to that mechanism when we get to the cons. But yeah, that's just a basic overview of the stick. And also another feature, it is obviously customizable. You can open it and change the buttons. If you don't want the mechanical buttons, you want something else, or you want, you know, you can even switch the ball top, which is pretty simple. And yeah, you can open this up and do a lot of things. My favorite thing, which I'm very much going to do, is switch the artwork that's behind this little plastic glass here. So stay tuned for that. If you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because I have some pretty cool ideas to do with this fight stick and other fight sticks in the future. Okay, so next I want to get into my pros on the stick, what I like, my pros and what I think of the stick myself, what I like of it. I think the first thing I would obviously talk about is the build quality. I think the build quality is very good for what it is, and you know, this is a premium product, you know, so you know, that's something you have to expect, and they did a really good job here. Next thing I like a lot are the buttons. I really do like the way this feels. You know, again, I'm not a pro. I don't know. I haven't used every stick in the world. I haven't used the Hayabusa buttons from Hori and all, like, you know, the Sanwa ones and Crown, all these other companies. But from what I'm using right here, I like a lot. And again, like I said, I do like the hidden compartment thing for your cable, because I like it. I like the portability of it. Another thing, I like the weight of it. You know, I see a lot of people in their reviews talk about this stick and say like, oh, they don't like the weight of it. Again, I don't have much to compare it to. I know the complaint of it being lightweight is because it like moves around in your lap or on the table because you're moving the stick a lot. I don't think that's the thing that bothers me, because this has grip on the bottom and it kind of stays pretty sturdy on my legs, and if I would have put on the table, same thing. So, you know, I don't know, for my personal opinion, I think the weight is perfect. I think the height is perfect. I think the thickness is perfect too. Like, I don't know, I like this so much. Like, it's very sleek, you know. I like the headphone jack a lot, you know, because you're able to just listen. And actually, you know, the headphone jack isn't only a headphone jack, it also is a mic input, so you can use your mic, you know. If you see some of the B-roll here, I'm using the SteelSeries Arctis 3 headphones console editions. If you want to see a review on that, I have a review of that up on my channel. go ahead and check it out. That's pretty much it. I like it a lot. There's a lot of things I like about it. Okay, so moving on to the cons and the things I don't like about this stick. First thing I'll mention is something you could probably see already. This door thing, and it's something I mentioned earlier. This door thing is a little bit weird. Like, it's not terrible. There's a lot of problems where like it doesn't close fully, and one of the biggest problems when that happens is when you actually take this out. And I'll try to do it on camera so you guys can see. But take this out. And yeah, you have to latch this onto there, and like this kind of just stays open. You have to like jam it. Yeah, right there. So there, it stays flush whenever it's done, but it's kind of annoying to do that. And you know, closing it, like, yeah, it's kind of hard to open this now. Yeah, take it down, put it in here, and yeah, sometimes you get it right, but sometimes it just stays open a little bit and it kind of gets annoying. But that's my first thing I don't like. The second thing I don't like is that this product is a huge finger magnet, which again, it's not the biggest problem ever. It's just that, you know, using a product that your hands are touching all the time, it sucks as such a finger magnet. But it doesn't really matter that much. I think it's a pretty easy clean because this is all plastic. But yeah, every surface of this is very finger magnety and gets pretty oiled up very quickly. But it's all good. I think it's not that big of a deal, but it's something just to mention. And I think my last con, which is probably like the dumbest con I have, which I understand because again, this is what the point of the product is, and it was kind of a pro, like when I was first doing my overview in the video. The fact that this is only a PS4 stick, it kind of limits the, your usability if you have other consoles. So like if I had an Xbox, I have a Switch, I can't use it on my Switch, and that's another place I play a lot of fighting games on. Kind of sucks I can't use it there. But again, like I said, the pro of that is that you have a stick that's fully featured for a PS4. So this thing plays straight up like a PS4 PlayStation 4 controller, has fully touchpad and everything like that. So it's something that is annoying, but it's like, that's cool. But a good thing is you can use it on PC. So that's pretty much it when it comes to my my cons of it. So overall, I really like this stick. This is my first fight stick. I'm so excited to play more games with this thing. It's very comfortable. I thought in the beginning, I thought it was gonna be hard to learn, but it honestly isn't. I feel like it's pretty much kind of easier. I feel like for me now it's kind of harder to go play D-pad again, because it's like I just feel like D-pad's so clunky now because you have so much free range of movement with this thing. And I think another thing is also like with this, yeah, you only move your left hand even with a D-pad. You just move your movement with your left. On the right, a thing that I realized, especially playing like Street Fighter, where it's a 6-button fighter, you only use your thumb and your index when you hit R1, R2. It's like, this is so cool because all the face buttons are right here and you just use all your fingers. It honestly feels like playing an instrument and like fighting games being the music that you're playing. And it's like, I don't know. I know it's an interesting thing because it's like, I love fighting games and it's so cool that there's a genre that I enjoy so much and there's these products that go hand in hand with them. And like, I don't know, this is definitely a thing where it's like, this could get addicting. Like, I'm already for sure gonna buy another fight stick, most likely a Mayflash, which is a universal stick, which I could use on my PlayStation, so I could have like 2-player on it, and also be able to use my Switch, which I have a lot of other fighting games on that I need to be able to play, because like I said, now it's so hard to play a fighting game and not use my stick. Touching upon the topic of does it make you better, what's the point of getting a fight stick? In my opinion, truly, like after using it, it's really a thing of, it's just fun to do. Like it's not about winning or anything like that. Like it's just, I think maybe you could be more precise on a D-pad and a normal controller, like when it comes to like input movements and all that stuff, but there's just something about the execution using a fight stick that's just so fun. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's something that you, like, for sure, if you go to an arcade or you have a friend with a fight stick, I definitely think spend an hour with it or whatever and just have some fun and try it out and form your own opinion. But truly my opinion now is like, going forward, I think this is probably the best way to play these games. So next up on my channel, I'm going to be making a video removing the plexiglass and trying to change the artwork on this thing. It's gonna be a light modification because, you know, I'm just beginning and I just want to do that, because in the future when I get my other stick, which I said maybe a Mayflash one, I want to change out all the buttons, all the sticks and all that stuff, so I could like do full builds. This one I'm thinking of doing a Enemy 2013, the film. That's like the background I do. Like most of my things are gonna be film inspired because I'm a big film buff. I love movies a lot, so a lot of my build ideas are all based off of movies. Like my first like full build with the other fight stick I want to get, most likely, you know, it's not, I'm not for sure yet, but it may be a Blade Runner 2049 inspired one. So very excited to do that. If you really want to see those things, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to see that. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you like this video, please make sure to like the video itself. Share it with anyone who's, you know, thinking about buying this stick or just interested in fight sticks at all. And make sure you subscribe to see future videos. I'm pretty sure I'll be making a lot more pretty soon. I want to get in a better schedule so I get you guys some more stuff quickly. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.